All right, guys, welcome to the show. The stars, Ashton and Fedor. Special guest, Mr. Louis Quintana. Hey, Mr. Quintana, you running for mayor?
I'm running for mayor.
Man, platform's yours, man.
Yeah, I'm a longtime resident in Selma. Grew up here, went to all the Selma schools, graduated from Selma High School in 1988, so go Bears, Bears forever. Played quarterback at Selma High School, kind of got to know this guy through sports.
I remember that, man.
Just growing up and around Selma, you get to know each other. There's a new friend, Joel, get to know him a little bit, so I appreciate all that you guys do really in the community to inform the community, and that's just something for me. Even though I've grown up here, I moved away for about 12 years, kind of fell away from like city life, but always had Selma in my heart. But coming back here, I've been living in Selma for about 11 years now. And you can get so busy living life where you just maybe disengage from the political scene and not know what's actually happening in your community. And I think that really just speaks to really the interest in even running for like school board, for hospital board, or for council. We just live our life in Selma, and we just go about living our life not understanding that the decisions that are made from our leaders really impact our community. And that's where, again, me coming back into, I guess we're waving everybody, me coming back into the community and really becoming aware of leadership that I can influence the direction and directional flow of our city. And I appreciate Roger being bold to step out, running for school board and being on school board, Joel running, and vote for Fedor. I believe all of his values that he has really just moving us forward into what we need on our campuses. So again, becoming more aware of what is around us in our community is kind of prompted me to step into that role to run for mayor. Now, just a little bit of maybe some education for the community and understanding really the role of the mayor. When you do understand our local government, our city government, we are really a city manager run community. Our city manager runs our city as the boss of the city employees. The city council, yes, we do provide accountability to the city manager, but the mayor has no veto power or autonomous authority to step into a role to dictate to the city employees what they should do and what they shouldn't do. Shouldn't be a dictator to what the city manager should do or shouldn't do individually as the mayor. He's part of a team. The mayor is part of a team, and we provide, again, a cohesive, I would just say, a team to help guide the city manager. One of the things that I've learned is on our council is that the mayor is 1/5 of the vote. He's just 1/5 of the vote, and together, working with the other council members, we do provide that accountability to the city manager, who helps hire, and you hear my heart in this, qualified staff that are educated or vocationally trained to do the job and to do it with excellence. Now, for a long time, being a part of the community, there have been people in places, and I'd say influential places, they have had opportunity. People have opportunity always to advance their degree, to advance their experience. If you don't take advantage of that, then it shouldn't be frowned upon on the city manager or even the city council, that when we start moving into a greater expectation of excellence, that you're held accountable to a higher standard. As the mayor, I want to bring that spirit of excellence to our council and also to our city staff and city employees. And when we hold people to a higher level of excellence, that means that you educate yourself. That means that you represent yourself, but also you represent yourself with excellence in the community with your skill set. If you're not improving your skill set, that's going to impact us as citizens in this community. So advance your degree, advance your skill set, advance your experience, your knowledge somehow, in some way, and become, again, a productive person on staff. Now, here's the thing. I've been endorsed by the Selma Firefighters Association. I am standing with our city employees. I've been asked, how do you support the growth within our community as far as increasing pay? Listen, if we can do it, we do it. It's just like you manage your own budget. If you can't do it, you can't do it. But we can work toward it, and I believe it's favorable in our community to begin to move forward toward advancing salaries. Again, providing ways for you to move up and to advance your salary, but that falls on you. If you're being lazy and you're comfortable, then that's on you. And we just want to make sure, again, give you an incentive to kind of upgrade and to move forward into a higher pay scale. I think we all kind of agree on that. We'd like to get paid more, but if we can't do it, we can't do it, but there are ways to get there. So that's what I would like to say. But other things that I watch and I view the community and the council, there is so much, disrespect among our fellow citizens. And when we get into places, when we're talking about issues and really, really big issues that are facing our city, there's a lot of sucker punching with words. There's a lot of backbiting. There's a lot of intimidation that happens right here on our council, and that happens within our citizens in our community when they voice their opinion right to the council himself. Now, I feel this: if we're going to live together in a community, respect one another. You might disagree with me, I might disagree with you, but we don't have to hate each other. We can still live in community, and we can work toward a common good to help Selma become the better city it needs to be. So that's kind of in a nutshell where I see myself coming in to help out in the community and just making Selma and providing a better future for the community. So.
You mentioned infrastructure.
Yeah.
So the way I've been watching, I've watched almost all the council meetings.
Yeah.
And it seems like they're now progressing towards that. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's like they want to. Well, you got to put money into like the sewer system.
Yeah.
So you're all for all that, right?
Oh, absolutely. So the way I talk about it is there's two types of infrastructure. So you have hard and you have soft. So when we look at hard infrastructure, I know a lot of you will drive on our roads and complain about our roads. Our sewage, again, we don't have any growth because there's no way to support the growth of new houses in our community. You're a plumber, you understand that. I mean, come on, can you imagine 3,000 homes? We can't support that in our community. We can't support that growth. So we need that healthy infrastructure to go forward and to build Selma into, again, a productive community, bringing people to live here in Selma. I don't know how many of your friends have moved out of the area because they couldn't find houses in Selma.
Yeah.
They had to go to our neighboring cities in and around the area. Yeah. Now, when you look at Selma, what's holding us back? That's a big part of it.
Oh, yeah.
That's a really big part of it. But again, hard infrastructure, but also I think it kind of gets ignored. But soft infrastructure will be like our police, our fire, our hospitals, things that our city staff. All of that needs to be brought up. I want to say, let's bring that up. We have a great fire department. We have a great police chief who's now serving our community. Chief Alcarez, you're doing an amazing job. Thank you for coming to Selma. And I believe with people like that, we're making that turn. And we're going to move Selma again to be that great place to live. So,
I've got one question.
Yeah,
so there's been a lot of talk about separation of church and state.
Yeah.
Your vocation is you're a pastor.
I'm a pastor.
Okay.
Yeah.
How's that going to play into you being on council?
Okay.
Shouldn't there be is there supposed to be a separation of church and state?
No, there is no such thing constitutionally as a separation of church and state. You can ask any pastor here in the community and they'll give you a constitutional history lesson. That is not in the Constitution. Now, I'm going to give you my personal take on being a man of faith and being a pastor and coming into city government. So it's not my interest to make Selma city government a church. That is unconstitutional. That is not what pastors should do. That is not our job. Me as a pastor is just like a plumber or just like somebody who works for a company, Pepsi. We represent ourselves and we represent the values and integrity within ourselves and what's molded us and shaped us. If you look at these two guys right here, one of the greatest things that I've just learned in a short time that I've really started listening to what they say is that they are solid in values. They are men of value and they are men of character. And that's the same with me. I'm not going to go out there and serve Selma with any personal self-interest or even take my religion to make it the dominant religion of Selma. That is unconstitutional. That doesn't happen. So the separation of church and state, really all that is to keep the state out of church. That's all that was for. They couldn't dictate what the churches should do. And also it wasn't for the churches to come here to tell the government, again, how to navigate the laws of the land. Now, things that we see come into legislature, I believe a lot of that is faith-based, but just based on values. It's who we are. And it's who, again, our faith, when we put our faith in something, it's made us who we are. So just one more thing on that. Because somebody says, well, being faith-based and, somebody who has, their faith, how can you represent the community at large? I'll tell you this, and what I've learned being a pastor, everybody has a faith system. Everybody has something that they believe in, whether you believe in God, whether you believe in science, whether you believe in something. Maybe you don't even believe in God or believe in science. I don't know what you believe. But that's your faith system. You believe in that, right? And you stand behind that, and you fight for that, and you argue from that position. So for me, I put my faith in the Lord Jesus Christ. I put my faith in the God of the Bible. But again, that just helps me mold my values and my character to being the best man that I could be and a productive citizen living in Selma. So that's kind of how I look at it, Joel.
Well, right on, Louis. Hey, Louis, you got my vote, man.
Hey,
Yeah,
man,
right
I
on.
appreciate it, man.
Roger, awesome guys. So hey, show up, vote for Door in your district. We want to see him being on here, and Louis Quintana for Selma Mayor.
2022.
2022.
Let's do it, guys. Come on.
All right,
Right,
talk
Ash?
to you later.
Bye, Selma.
All right. Thanks, guys. Thanks, Mr. Quintana. Awesome. Super.